WTVR-TV, Richmond, Virginia, Channel 6.
From the South's first television station, this is WTVR News 6 with Charles Fishburne, Lisa LaFata, Lori Henson, and Ivan Schwartz. Now, the 11 p.m. report.
Good evening, I'm Lisa LaFata.
I'm Charles Fishburne. Topping the 11 o'clock report.
The Virginia Vote 85, a special report from WTVR News 6. Now, Charles Fishburne and Lisa LaFata.
Good evening, I'm Lisa LaFata.
I'm Charles Fishburne. Topping the 7:30 report, the first word on the election.
We've got the only exit poll in Central Virginia.
From the South's first television station, this is News 6, Central Virginia's #1 news team. Now, the 11 p.m. report.
You are looking at a live shot of a classic confrontation, spinning tires on ice. We just wanted you to see a little of what you'll be facing tomorrow morning.
Good evening, I'm Cheryl Miller.
I'm Charles Fishburne.
From the South's first television station, this is News 6, Central Virginia's #1 news team, with Cheryl Miller and meteorologist Alan Winfield. Now, Richmond Today. With tonight's first news, Virginia's first choice. News 6 live at 5 with Cheryl Miller and Roger Harvey.
Hello, everyone.
From the South's first television station, this is News 6, Central Virginia's #1 news team, with Charles Fishburne, Lisa LaFata, meteorologist Mike Walkham, and sports director Ivan Schwartz. Now, the 6 p.m. report. This is Nightbeat, with anchor reporters Charles Fishburne and Lisa LaFata, meteorologist Mike Walkham, and Ivan Schwartz with Scoreboard Plus. From the South's first television station, this is News 6, Central Virginia's #1 news team. Now, the weekend report.
From Virginia's first choice, this is News Channel 6 this morning. From Virginia's first choice, this is News Channel 6 live at 5 with anchor reporter Cheryl Miller, Roger Harvey, meteorologist Alan Winfield, and Norma Blaylock with your community connection. From Virginia's first choice, this is News Channel 6 at 6 with anchor reporter Charles Fishburne, Lisa LaFata, meteorologist Alan Winfield, and sports director Ivan Schwartz. From Virginia's first choice, this is News Channel 6 Nightbeat with anchor reporter Charles Fishburne, Lisa LaFata, meteorologist Alan Winfield, and sports director Ivan Schwartz.
From Virginia's first choice, this is News Channel 6 at noon, with anchor reporter Cheryl Miller and meteorologist Kevin Collins.
Hello and good Monday afternoon.
The death toll in the Oklahoma bombing reaches staggering numbers as rescue crews uncover 11 more bodies. The total now more than 100 dead. Hello.
You're watching News Channel 6, coverage you can count on.
The top story tonight on News Channel 6, a phone call from worried relatives leads police to this West End apartment and to 2 bodies. Straight ahead on News Channel 6 at 6, our Michelle Mallory reports on a double murder that may have a very cold trail.
Also making headlines at 6, are you like this woman? Think you're paying too much for electricity? There are power talks going on right now that may change your bill. Also, we'll show you how modern technology is preserving pieces of our colonial past in Williamsburg. Plus, a fun, funny farewell to a member of the News Channel 6 family. News Channel 6 at 6 begins right now.
Live from WTVR Richmond, Central Virginia's news coverage you can count on. This is News Channel 6 at 6.
Good evening and welcome to News Channel 6 at 6. I'm Angie Miles.
And I'm Charles Fishburne.
You're watching News Channel 6, coverage you can count on.
You're watching News Channel 6, coverage you can count on.
You're watching News Channel 6, coverage you can count on.
And welcome back to News Channel 6 Saturday morning. This
is WTVR-TV, News Channel 6, Saturday morning.
With 50 years of coverage you can count on, this is News Channel 6 at 5.
Good evening, I'm Charles Fishburne.
And I'm Cheryl Miller.
This is News Channel 6 at 5 with Charles Fishburne, Cheryl Miller, and meteorologist Mike Goldberg. You're watching News Channel 6, coverage you can count on.
We're going to end off the night with one last song.
You're watching WTVR-TV, News Channel 6. Where the news comes first. News 6.
Keep talking, talk this way.
And welcome back to News 6 Saturday morning.
Where the news comes first. You're watching WTVR-TV, News 6.
Welcome back to News 6 Saturday morning.
Good morning. Welcome back to News 6 Saturday morning.
News 6 at 6 with Ray and Cheryl starts right now.
You're watching WTVR-TV, Channel 6, where the news comes first. This is News 6 at 6.
Violent crimes go unsolved and a critical backup for DNA testing may be to blame. Good evening, I'm Cheryl Miller.
And I'm Ray Collins, live on the newsroom.
Tuned to the News 6 Network, where the news comes first.
Good morning. Welcome back to News 6 Saturday morning.
You're tuned to News 6 Network with Cheryl Miller, Ray Collins, Stephanie Rochon, Chief Meteorologist Mike Goldberg's Guaranteed Forecast, and Lane Casadante with sports. News 6 at 6 continues.
This is the scene 3 miles north of Ground Zero in Midtown Manhattan.
You're watching the News 6 Network. This is News 6 11.
What our enemies have begun, we will finish.
Strong words tonight from President Bush as the nation pauses to remember a day we will never forget. Good evening and welcome to tonight's special 9/11 anniversary coverage. We'll have more on the president's speech in just a moment.
You're tuned to the News 6 Network, where the news comes first.
Well, the Blues are alive in Richmond.
Tuned to the News 6 Network. This is News 6, 11 at 11. The News 6 Network with Ray Collins, Stephanie Rochon, Chief Meteorologist Mike Goldberg, and Lane Casadante with sports. This is News 6, 11 at 11.
Another Virginian may have...
This is CBS 6 Live at 5, where the news comes first. You're watching CBS 6 Live at 5, where the news comes first. With Cheryl Miller, Rob Cardwell, and Chief Meteorologist Mike Goldberg with Doppler Max 6. You're watching CBS 6 News at 11, where the news comes first. With Stephanie Rochon, Rob Cardwell, Chief Meteorologist Mike Goldberg with Doppler Max 6, and sports with Lane Casadante.
A New Jersey woman wanted for setting a house fire and kidnapping a baby inside has turned herself into police.
CBS 6 News at 11, where the news comes first. With Stephanie Rochon, Rob Cardwell, Chief Meteorologist Mike Goldberg with Doppler Max 6, and sports with Lane Casadante.
I'm Stephanie Rochon.
And I'm Rob Cardwell. CBS 6 News at 11 starts right now.
This is CBS 6 News at 11. First, fair everywhere.
this election, they are paying attention.
You're watching CBS 6 News at 11. First, fair everywhere with Stephanie Rochon, Rob Cardwell, Chief Meteorologist Mike Goldberg with Doppler Max 6, and sports with Lane Casadati.
The list of food possibly contaminated with a dangerous chemical is...
Welcome back to Virginia This Morning.
First, fair everywhere. You're watching CBS 6 News.
Finally for you today, we continue what's become a December holiday tradition here on CBS 6 News at noon.
Good morning, Virginia. This is Virginia This Morning.
This is Virginia This Morning with Greg McQuaid, Cheryl Miller, and Jessica Nall.
Welcome back to Virginia This Morning.
This segment is sponsored by Astyra in partnership with the Metropolitan Business League.
This is CBS 6 News at 11.
Police issue an Amber Alert after a double shooting turned child abduction in Churchill.
New at 11, his dog killed by a down power line after the storm. Why this local man tells us it never should have happened.
We didn't hear any breaking. All I know is that we were hit.
Some miraculous survival stories emerging from this weekend's storms. A woman talks to CBS 6 about what she believes saved her and her aunt from certain death.
And an unusual discovery on the roof of a building on West Broad Street. What killed a man whose body was found and how did it get there? I'm Stephanie Rochon.
And I'm Bill Fitzgerald. More than 168,000 Dominion Virginia Power customers remain in the dark tonight.
We begin tonight with that shooting at a Chesterfield office building. One person is now in custody after shots were fired at the Center Court building.
You're watching CBS 6 News, winner of the Emmy Award for Overall Station Excellence.
Welcome back, everybody.
6 News, delivering more local news in high definition than any other station in Central Virginia. Good morning. This is CBS 6 News early morning at 4:30.
Well, good Friday morning to you, everybody.
Now, this is CBS 6 News.
Thanks for joining us on this Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. I'm Julie Bragg in for Rob this morning. And I'm Reba Hollingsworth. Up and at 'em, it's Black Friday. That means the holiday shopping season is officially here. It also means some madness at the mall, the doorbuster deals, and those who take them literally. And developing now out of Chesterfield, a man taken to the hospital after he is shot by police. What triggered the standoff? CBS 6 This Morning starts right now.
You're watching CBS 6 News This Morning, winner of the Emmy Award for Best Early Newscast. This is CBS 6 News.
It is Friday, the day after Thanksgiving.
That's right. This is Virginia This Morning on CBS 6.
Well, good morning and thanks so much for spending part of your Wednesday here with us today.
Now, CBS 6 News at noon.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, there was a shopping cart.
CBS 6 News begins right now with a breaking weather alert.
Oh, look at this. CBS 6 News at 5 is tracking strong storms in central Virginia.
Now, CBS 6 News at 6.
Wintry weather moving across the country, packing a punch, and Central Virginia is next. Take a look at Milwaukee, where snow caused accidents during rush hour this morning.
And this is what people flying through Dallas are seeing across the board right now. Dozens of flights are delayed and canceled as thousands of travelers try to get home for the Thanksgiving holiday.
And you've been seeing this every day here in the Commonwealth. Leaves falling from trees by the thousands, getting wet and then covering the road. In a few minutes, we'll show you the danger they present to drivers. But first, the system causing havoc across the southern U.S. is headed right for us. I'm Bill Fitzgerald.
And I'm Stephanie Rochon. Let's talk to Zach about how it will affect us and...
Now, this is CBS 6 News at 7. Now, CBS 6 News at 11.
Now at 11 o'clock, crews search for a man who reportedly jumped in the Pamunkey River when his boat stalled.
CBS 6 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
Breaking news causing concern across the country today.
Working for you. Important stories, breaking news, and weather to plan your day. This is CBS 6 Early Morning.
This alleged puppy thief behind bars. The new developments in the case and how you can still help this morning.
Gas prices drop, but what about your grocery bill? The two things that are preventing your food finances from falling.
Good morning, everybody, on this Wednesday, December 17th.
Working for you. Important stories, breaking news, and weather to plan your day. This is CBS 6 This Morning.
Well, you're a little early. We're closing in on 6 a.m. on this Wednesday, December 17th, but thanks for starting your day with us.
Working for you. CBS 6 News begins now.
And we begin with breaking news here at noon.
Working for you. CBS 6 News at 5 starts now.
Just such great news. You gotta get it.
Working for you. Important investigations, breaking news, and Central Virginia's most accurate forecast. CBS 6 News at 5:30 starts now.
A home away from home, soldiers are treated to a Thanksgiving feast at Fort Lee. A warm holiday to you and yours. I'm Joe St. George.
And I'm Jarita Patterson. Thanks for spending part of your night with us.
Working for you. Important investigations, breaking news, and Central Virginia's most accurate forecast. CBS 6 News at 6 starts now.
So your bellies are full, and now it is time to fill up your shopping carts. This is a live look at the Target in Libby Place. The doors are getting ready to open.
Working for you. CBS 6 News at 7 starts now.
Well, folks to our north will be dealing with at or below freezing temperatures this weekend.
Working for you. CBS 6 News at 11 starts now.
Thank you for being here with us. I'm Lorenzo Hall. Right now at 11, Black Friday wraps up, but many people passed on those deep discounts for politics.
I've just never met anyone who's built a plane before, and he did it.
A pilot is in the hospital after his homemade plane crashed at a local airport. What people who know him are saying about his love for building planes. Charges are dropped against 3 VSU students who were arrested for hazing. Now one of those students is trying to get his degree after he was suspended from the school.
Working for you. This is CBS 6 Early Morning.
Well, good morning to you and happy 4th of July to you. I'm Reba Hollingsworth. Rob has the morning off.
Working for you. This is CBS 6 Early Morning.
It is 5 a.m. on the dot. Good morning. Happy Black Friday on this November 25th. I'm Rob Cardwell.
And I'm Kristen Lors. Reba has the day off today.
Working for you. This is CBS 6 This Morning.
Well, good morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Reba Hollingsworth. Kristen and meteorologist Nikki D. Ray joins us this morning.
Working for you. This is CBS 6 This Morning, Weekend.
Hey, we have an update on a late night shooting on Coulter Street, what we're learning about the victim, and an update on the condition.
Working for you. CBS 6 This Morning starts with a breaking news alert.
We have an update on that breaking news from I-95 South in Caroline County. I'm Rob Cardwell.
And I'm Reba Hollingsworth. A truck overturned near mile marker 103 north of Kings Dominion overnight.
Now, Virginia This Morning on CBS 6.
Well, good morning to you. It's Thursday, October 1st. I'm Jessica Nall, excited to begin the countdown to Halloween.
You're watching Virginia This Morning.
Working for you. CBS 6 News at noon starts now.
And once again, thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Cheryl Miller.
Working for you. CBS 6 News at 5 starts now.
A Virginia man shot and killed by law enforcement. What we've learned about him and what led to a standoff that lasted for hours.
Working for you. CBS 6 News at 5 starts with a breaking news alert.
We're going to get right to it. The breaking news out of Hanover, where
Working for you. CBS 6 News at 5:30 starts now.
Richmond firefighters working to determine what caused a popular Carytown ice cream shop to go up in flames overnight.
Working for you. CBS 6 News at 6 starts now.
A woman found dead inside her Henrico home, and police say she was murdered. Thanks for joining us. I'm Cheryl Miller.
Oh, hello, I'm Greg McQuaid.
Working for you. CBS 6 News at 7 starts now.
A quick downpour, then this rainbow outside our Broad Street studio.
DCW 50 News at 10 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. It's your top 10 news stories, including your weather in the first 10 minutes here on the DCW News at 10.
DCW 50 News at 10 starts right now.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Candace Burns. Rob Desir has the night off. And
DCW News at 10 starts with the inauguration of Donald Trump.
Trump do solemnly swear.
Straight ahead.
A pregnant woman hit and killed on the side of 288 along with two Good Samaritans who tried to help her.
It didn't, cross my mind that she's gone.
Now her family speaks out for the first time.
I have mixed feelings about a lot of it.
An abandoned jail is about to become the first local ICE detention center housing undocumented immigrants. Hear why county leaders made the deal, what we're learning about the facility, and how neighbors are reacting.
A shocking tragedy 5 years ago when celebratory gunfire on July 4th turned deadly. Hear from the perfect stranger who tried to save the 7-year-old and why investigators believe they'll solve this case. Coming up. Working for you. CBS 6 News at 11 starts now.
A fight between a husband and a wife ends with a gunshot and a trip to the hospital. I'm Candace Burns.
And I'm Bill Fitzgerald. Crime Insider John Burkett is live to tell us now what his sources say.
Working for you. CBS 6 News at noon starts now.
And thanks so much for joining us here at midday. I'm Cheryl Miller.
CBS 6 News at 4 starts now.
And right now, for a former psychotherapist accused of sex crimes makes an appearance in New Kent County Court.
Working for you. CBS 6 News at 5:30 starts now.
We know the pandemic has taken a mental toll on many people throughout the country.
Working for you. CBS 6 News at 6 starts now.
Governor Ralph Northam says Virginia is trending in the right direction when it comes to the coronavirus data.
Working for you. CBS 6 News at 6 starts with a breaking news alert.
That breaking news out of Chesterfield, where school leaders have decided some students can return soon to in-person classes. Thanks for joining us here at 6. I'm Bill Fitzgerald.
I'm Candace Burns.
Working for you. CBS 6 News at 7 starts now.
Developing now out of Chesterfield, school leaders there deciding that some students can soon return to in-person classes.
Tonight on CBS 6 News at 11, a veteran suffers a heart attack on a GRTC bus and what happened after that may outrage you. Crime Insider John Burkett has the surveillance video. Yesterday, Chesterfield announced plans to bring kids back to the classroom. Tonight, hear what other local school systems are deciding. Meet Richmond's cutest new firefighter, how Ernie will sniff out arsonists and help solve suspicious fire cases across Central Virginia. Coming up. Working for you. CBS 6 News at 11 starts now.
A veteran having a medical emergency on a GRTC bus robbed by another rider. Good evening, I'm Bill Fitzgerald.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Candace Burns, our Crime Insider.